we are here and we are live on YouTube. And that is because of you guys. That is because our subscribers, that is our fans, that is the people that we love. I'm so glad that people were able to hear us out and click the subscribe button. And we're only up from here, guys. As always, you got my partner. That's Jarvis right there. I'm your host, Tyler Hurst, and today, folks, we're going to be talking about the NFL. They rank the quarterbacks and they rank the wide receivers, and I think we have some things we got to talk about with that situation. But first and foremost, we got the Nebraska Huskers football to talk about and what their season's going to look like moving forward. Unfortunately, right now, we can't have three full people live right now until we get more subscribers. So if you're watching this and you see that, hey, I kind of like these guys, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog, and tell them to go subscribe to YouTube because, guys, this is only the beginning of JT Podcast. As always, we run it on Facebook as well at JT Podcast. We have just over 120 followers on there, so go click the follow button there where you can vote on polls, and you can follow us on TikTok at JT.podcast. As always, you see where we're located. The video is located right here in Nebraska. I'm wearing Texas. I'm not a Nebraska fan, but I do live in Nebraska. You see the Nebraska fan, and he has a lot to talk about. It's the Matt Rule effect. Will it finally take effect this year? Jarvis, I want you to take the floor. Nebraska's over under 7.5. Do you like Nebraska to get over 7.5 or under? And what's the outlook on their season?
The floor, man. Let me take it. First of all, I'm so happy to be on YouTube. It's so good to be on a platform that we feel comfortable with, and yeah. So, but anyway, man, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, are they going to go over 7 wins? I think they will. I think they will this year. Last year, Matt Rule got us to 7 wins with the win over Boston College in the bowl game. And I think they're going to build on that and go to 8 wins. I don't know if they're going to go any higher than that. They have some hard games. I just think that Matt Rule, until he still has to recruit. He still has to do his recruiting. And until he gets that recruiting down to where he really feels comfortable. I like Raiola in the quarterback position, but he can't do it all. Emmett Johnson, I think he's going to be a stud this year. He's probably one of the better running backs in the Big Ten. But at receiver, I have some questions. I mean, I really do. And I've had the questions before when it was right after the season ended. And they were talking about bringing these guys, so the off season and everything, bringing these guys in. So I am a little concerned about offense. And plus on defense, we lost Ty Robinson. We lost Nash Hutmaker. It's going to be hard to replace those guys. And so I'm not saying no more than 8. But I think we get there. We're going to have games against Michigan. That's going to be a tough one. UCLA is going to be at UCLA. That's always tough. They beat us last year at our house, and so it's going to be real tough. I'm trying to see some of the other games. Michigan State is no pushover. They have Childs at quarterback. He's pretty good. Minnesota, that's a game that's kind of scary as well. PJ Fleck just knows how to play the Huskers. Yeah, and that Penn State game, we already know what's going to happen. It might be a really bad blowout. So we got some hard games coming up on the schedule. And then Iowa, that game is always a toss-up. And you always have to give the edge to Iowa because of that hard-nosed defense that they play. And so, but I say that we do beat Iowa this year, but I say no more than 8 wins, man. I mean, I think this Matt Rule, he's in no danger of losing his job. I just don't. Well, if he goes under 7, he is, but he's on the hot seat. But I don't think, if he has like another 7-win season, I don't think that he will lose his job because. Oh, you don't think so, huh?
I
What?
just I want us to think back to was it 2012 era with Bo Pelini?
Yeah,
Somewhere
I
around
remember
there where
that. I
he
remember
was getting Nebraska 9-10 wins a game and he was still booted.
that. Yeah, but I think we've learned our lesson and not getting, not giving up on like coaches that soon. We
Yeah.
don't want another repeat. Otherwise, we get, the, the other coaches that we've had. I'm not going to mention them by name, but we've had, we've had
Yeah.
some, we've had some challenges at
No, you're not wrong.
on the sideline.
So so you're telling me you'll take $100 and you'll say they're gonna get over 7.5 wins.
Look at it. Okay, Akron.
Yeah,
That's okay.
let's
Akron
talk
is the first win. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk through
game
this.
one. Start game one because game one's prime time in Kansas City in Pat Mahomes' home turf against Cincinnati at 8 p.m. You're taking the Huskers.
I am. You think Dylan Raiola is going to lose Pat Mahomes? If Pat Mahomes
Dude, we realize Cincinnati has a senior quarterback coming back.
has-
Very experienced quarterback with Luke Fickell as their head coach. Cincinnati is very experienced.
Oh man,
We're confident. You're confident in the Huskers being ready to go.
I'm not super confident, but here's my thing. Like, Matt Rule is not a bad coach. I mean, and
He's not.
yeah, and he gets those guys playing hard. One of the things I did like was at the bowl game, our new defensive coordinator. I forgot his name right now, but he got his boys. He got the guys ready to play,
Yeah.
and so you know what, Matt Rule is going to have a great game coming in. I like the Huskers in this one. I like Dylan Raiola. He is going to show out on the floor. Well, on that home turf of Mahomes and everything. He's baby Mahomes, so come on now. You can't do that to you can't do that to my boy. You can't do that to my
Man, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about with the Husker fans. He said, "Baby Mahomes." So
baby
we're putting
Mahomes.
we're putting the pressure on Raiola
We're not.
already.
We're not. We're gonna lean on that running game. Emmett Johnson is the guy right now, but I like Dylan Raiola if he can keep the turnovers down, and I like that he did towards the end of the
Yeah,
season. I know there was some games where it was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? But in the bowl game, he was pretty good. So if he could just manage the game and just hand it off to Emmett Johnson and the offensive line can open up holes, I don't think Cincinnati is that good up front. Like in the defense to be able to stop that. And
yeah.
so yeah.
No, so I have Nebraska beating Cincinnati. So right now we have 1-0. Nebraska's at 1-0. But with the Cincinnati game, I get leery about it. I think it's going to be a lot closer football game than people think. Nebraska right now is 6.5 point favorites. But Cincinnati is experienced and Luke Fickell knows offense. So Matt Rule, I don't know if you have to focus so much on the offensive side with Nebraska because there's more experienced players coming back with Barney and Emmett Johnson and Dylan Raiola. It's going to be that defensive side. Ty Robinson's gone. Your leader's gone with Nebraska. So how
Yeah.
can you win up front against Cincinnati? Because you're going to have the advantage. You're going to have the better players. But that doesn't mean that the experienced quarterback in Cincinnati can still go out there and make plays against your defense. And it's prime time. The Husker football players, that's going to be in their head. So I still like Nebraska winning in a close one, but it's one of those games that, hey, this could make or break a 9-win season, 8-win season. It could take you down to a 6 or 7-win season.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, so this first game is really important to set the tone for the rest of the year. But
Yeah,
I think Nebraska is going to be ready for it. I do agree with you. That's why I mentioned it in the first at the beginning of this podcast. Losing Hutchmaker and Ty Robinson, they made a
yeah,
lot of plays. I gotta just go back and look and see what percentage of plays that they ran, like they were involved in, because
yeah,
they were involved in a lot. I mean,
yeah,
every time I looked up, the announcers were talking about Ty Robinson or Nash Hutmaker. It was
yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to look at that. But yeah, so I'm taking Nebraska over Cincinnati. It's gonna be a
Okay.
close one, I believe. But I think Nebraska gets it done.
All right. Game
All right.
two.
All right. Game two is what, Akron?
It's a win.
And that's our home game, isn't it?
Yep. First home game of the year at
Yeah.
night.
Hmm. Nebraska at night. I'm taking Nebraska. I
Yep.
mean, they're not gonna lose that game unless there's a I don't know if you remember this or not, but that was Scott Frost's like first game at Memorial Stadium. It was all lightning and thunder, and they had to actually
Yeah.
like they
or
had to actually
it's a
they had to
throwback also
postpone.
where Amir Abdullah had to sit there and save Nebraska against McNeese State on a 52-yard halfback screen. Yeah, we don't need any of that. But
You know
all
what?
right.
Anything could happen in football, but this is not happening. So Nebraska
Yep.
goes 2-0.
Who know?
Houston Christian University.
Don't
If
need.
we Yeah,
That's
if we
3-0.
lose, yeah, if we lose to Houston Christian, yeah, I would be in favor of firing. But no, it's my man Matt Rule is gonna get it done. So that's 3-0. This is where we'll run into some issues. The next four games um, are hard. Michigan, I don't think we're strong enough to win against them. Their defense is just too
Yeah.
strong. And Underwood, that quarterback is he's gonna show why he's one of the top recruits. So
Yep.
yeah, so that game is gonna be ugly. And Sharon Moore is still a really good coach. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people just don't they just kind of write him off, but no, he can.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat
This
Ohio
is
State last year, so
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was gonna say is they beat Ohio State because their defense. This is gonna be the first real defense Nebraska plays all year. I think it's gonna be a rude awakening. I don't think Nebraska puts up much points at all. Now Michigan's offense isn't any better, so I think it's gonna be one of them really slow burners, and you just got to keep your eye on. It's gonna be a solid 14-7 kind of score. But yeah, I gotta take Michigan.
the only thing that's kind of concerning from Nebraska is not a night game either. It's an afternoon
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
and we're really good at night, and this is not.
yeah.
So it's just a recipe for a bad loss. I actually say Michigan by like 24 or something like that.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah,
So we're at
but we're
three
not
and
gonna
one.
we're not gonna go into a lot of like point
Yeah.
differential.
That's later. That's later for the season. But so we got 3-1.
Yeah, so we're 3-1. This Michigan State one is quite concerning.
It
I mean,
is.
Michigan State is slowly building, and I like Childs as quarterback. He is experienced, and this could be a scary game for Nebraska coming off that loss to Michigan.
Yep.
But I still think that Nebraska can get it done because Michigan State is they're not what they used to be like back in
Yeah.
2014 and all that stuff. They were just beasts, but I still think Nebraska gets it done. So where are we
Yep.
at? 4-1.
Yep. I like Nebraska as well against Michigan State. So we both have 4-1. I'm not too high on Michigan State this year. I think they're gonna be one of the bottom teams, unfortunately, again. So now we are at 4-1, and we got to
Yep.
go on the road.
Yeah. I don't think they'll have any problem with Maryland, to tell you the truth. I mean, Maryland last year. See, Maryland is like this. You have to catch them like they're on fire at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden they just like towards the end they just tank. I don't know. They don't have like the stamina, or I don't know what's going on. Like they lose
Yeah.
focus, but if they start hot like they normally do, Maryland, this could be a
Yeah.
scary game for Nebraska because Maryland notoriously have a lot of speed. But I just still see Nebraska coming out of this. I like Emmett
Yeah.
Johnson. It's just too good. So we're
Yeah.
5-1 coming in here.
Nebraska has struggled with the speed part of Maryland, like you said, but I think Maryland has more turnovers in this game. Ultimately,
Yeah,
that's what they do. So give me Nebraska. We're both at 5-1 right now, Jarvis.
yeah, yeah. So, okay, you agree with me? You know what I'm saying?
Five and one, 5-1.
So, this is where we might run into some issues. Minnesota, um, they don't really have a lot of talent. I do like Lindsey, that quarterback. He's a lot better than what a lot of people
Yep.
think.
Yep.
And so I actually think that Nebraska could lose this one. And it's just one of those games where they should win, and it's a night game in Minnesota. I'm going to take Minnesota. I'm going to take Minnesota in this one.
Yeah.
This is where this.
For some reason, man, there's a lot of distractions from Nebraska people in Minnesota, and it's a night game. Minnesota, like you said, PJ Fleck, he's just one of them coaches that his guys fight for him.
Yeah,
Give me Minnesota in this one. I'm 5-2.
man, and I like how Minnesota played at the end of the year, and
Yeah,
Lindsey was putting up numbers,
yeah,
and they actually he moved the football against
yeah,
Michigan too. So like,
yeah,
look out. I mean, I'm just
yeah,
going to take Minnesota in this one. The next game is Northwestern. I'm sorry, Northwestern is just not where they need to be right now.
no,
They'd probably be better than they were last year, but that's not saying much. Give me
yeah.
Nebraska in that one.
Yeah,
Uh,
if the Northwestern just needs to get out of their soccer stadium that they're in right now, their little high school stadium. Their actual stadium needs to be built before I can take them serious. Yeah, Nebraska in that one. So we're
yeah,
6-2, 6-2.
6-2. Okay, these next four games, I'm not quite sure. I mean, we have the two Cali schools. Well, yeah, these next four games here include USC. I know we're at home, but we just cannot beat USC. We just can't do it. When was the last time we beat USC? Help me out. I can't even.
And it's
I
been a
mean,
long time.
I don't know if we're
And
gonna get.
you
So
still
give
have
me.
Miller Moss there.
Yeah, yeah. Miller Moss. Give me USC in this one.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'm
Um,
taking USC.
we just can't beat the California schools. The talent gap, I think, is just going to be too much for Nebraska,
Yeah.
especially on the speed level. And USC at the beginning of the season last year was pretty darn good. And so if Miller Moss can come back with his head on straight, I think
Yeah.
let me tell you something. USC might surprise a lot of people. They're without Zachariah Branch though because he went to
Yeah.
Georgia. But
Hey, you know, USC, I still think they're going to be the same disappointment. I think Nebraska loses this game still to USC because I think Miller Moss, as long as he's not throwing interceptions, USC could be a good football team. Lincoln Riley's good at offense, but there is another team in California that I think will surprise a lot of people and actually be on top as one of the top teams in the Big Ten, and that's who Nebraska has to play after USC.
that's another concern, and it's going to be at Pasadena.
Yep.
Um, I'm concerned because we didn't beat UCLA last year, and this year we have them in Pasadena. That's going to be a tough game. And then right after that loss, so that puts us at what? Okay, so if we lose to USC,
We're
8-3,
and then you lose to UCLA.
eight
You're
and
now
four,
six. Yep. You're technically
six
we're at
and four,
6-4 right now, and
6 and 4.
then Penn State.
See, but that's these two right here though, USC and UCLA. Can we beat at least one of those
I
guys?
think you have to beat USC.
I think so. I think our best, and I'm gonna just come out and let me say it. I don't know if we're gonna win this game, but our best bet is to win against USC. So I'm gonna pick Nebraska over USC in that one. It's gonna be so close, but I think we can get it done. Kind of.
All right,
UCLA,
so yeah.
UCLA, we're not gonna win. Penn State is gonna be a blowout, and then Iowa.
So you know you want to touch Penn State's game? The Penn State, yeah, no, Penn State's
The only
Penn
brother
State.
they
The
lost
game's a
is
wrap.
listen. The only brother they lost on defense was Abdul Carter. Everything else is like, man, it's pretty much the same. Boy, that defense is gonna be so
But what
cold.
happened? What? So we looked at Nebraska
But it's
Ohio
at
State
Happy
last year,
Valley.
but
We've
look
never won at Happy Valley.
exactly. But look what Nebraska did in Columbus last year. Should have beat Ohio State. Is there even a chance against Penn State this year?
There's always okay. I'm gonna just tell you this. There's always a chance if you do not turn the ball over.
And so you're saying Dylan
Nebraska,
Riley will have turnovers against Penn State because Penn State has everybody returning but Abdul Carter.
yeah. And what is it? Let me see if it's a night game or not. Oh, it's to be announced. So if it's a night game, forget
I,
it.
hey, I think
Forget.
it's going to be a night game if Nebraska could beat USC and UCLA because Nebraska will only have 2 losses on their record by then, if that.
Wow.
And if it's a night game in Happy Valley, you better expect a whiteout, and it could be cold and in the snow.
Yeah, well, it was not. And then Dylan Raiola with this throw interception left to right, so we don't want that. And then the final game. So that I'm still saying 8-4. The final game is Iowa. Uh, oh God,
Iowa, they're stiff, man. They will make you work to score the ball.
man, I watched that game last year. It was almost like knuckle biting hard for Nebraska to even move the football. It was
Yep.
crazy. But it's at Nebraska. We've beaten them before. I'm gonna say we beat them in Memorial Stadium.
So
I
I
just
told you,
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I would say I told you under 7.5, and I'm giving them under 7.5. I like Nebraska 7 wins this season. They'll beat Iowa.
Yeah.
They'll beat them because they have them here. It always seems like Nebraska Iowa is whoever has home field advantage in this rivalry, and I'll take Nebraska this year because they're at home.
But you don't think they're going to win games against USC and UCLA, right? You don't think they even.
I like USC. I think,
I
like I
like
said,
Lincoln
USC.
Riley
There's
is a really good coach. Yeah.
He is, and it's always a disappointment at USC. But like you said, Nebraska can't find a way to beat USC, and Miller Moss is returning at USC. So yes, Bryant left to Georgia, but you still have your quarterback, and you, like I said to everybody, a wide receiver's a dime a dozen these days. You can
Yep.
find him. He's gonna find another stud. I mean, it's Southern California. You're gonna find anybody there, and so he's gonna find somebody. UCLA, they're gonna be better than USC, and you couldn't beat UCLA last year. So Husker fans, I'm sorry, but you're gonna go into UCLA's home turf, and I honestly think that might be one of the biggest blowouts of the year.
And so that's where it's those last four games are concerned for me, you know. And if we can actually beat like a USC and then beat Iowa, that can put us to where we want to be in the 8-win category. But again, we look, we could have a situation where injuries come to play, and some of these teams where like Miller Moss might go down, and they might have to go to a backup quarterback. I
Yeah,
think Maya Alva something is the backup quarterback, and so they might have to go to him. He's still pretty. He's not the best, but
yeah,
he still beat Nebraska last
yeah.
year. So it's just those things. I just feel like, especially in Iowa's case, what have they done to like improve their offense? It's going to be just the same
Yeah,
thing this year.
yeah. And
So
that's who Iowa football's always been, and that's kind of what they're known for. Now, it's just their stifling defense, and they can hold you.
their defense is their
But
offense.
their defense is their offense exactly. So that's gonna be to me. That's gonna be like a Michigan game for Nebraska. It's gonna be one of those. It may put you to sleep because especially it'll be cold here in Nebraska. So if you're not at the game, you may fall asleep. But it's gonna be another simple, 14-7 kind of score. Um,
Yeah.
and but maybe Nebraska will prove everybody wrong. Maybe their offense has really figured it out with Dana Holgerson. I think he's going to be the MVP of this offense. I told you that. It's going
Yes.
to be Dana Holgerson. It's not going to be Emmett Johnson. He's going to be the MVP. He's going to be the Heisman for Nebraska type of player, but Dana Holgerson will be the MVP for this offense because if I'm Dana Holgerson, I'm simply getting Barney over the middle, quick slant or something like a quick wide receiver screen. Get him open in space. That's what he's good at. And then Emmett Johnson, he's just so good at with everything. Just get him the ball. Get the ball out of Raiola's hands, and you'll minimize mistakes. And I think Nebraska will have a better season. You can't rely on your defense this year. I
Yeah,
fully believe that.
you're gonna need a number one receiver though. I like Barney, but I don't think he's the number one guy.
I
He's a
don't think
good
so either. I think he's gonna be the best in the space, though.
exactly. Me too. I like him. It's kind of like we could use him like a Wandale Robinson back
Yes.
then.
Yep.
But
Yep.
we you need that one guy where you can just throw
I
up.
agree.
And we'll talk about the receivers,
Yeah.
about like the NFL receivers, but like some of those brothers that can go up top and
Yeah.
to take the take a top off of the defense.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, Nebraska. It'll be interesting in what their season will end up being. Obviously, we're gonna touch on Nebraska again before the season starts. We're gonna touch on all of our teams: Nebraska, Texas, Ohio State. We're gonna be touching on conferences and everything else moving forward. But Jarvis, we talked about the NFL quarterbacks and how they were ranked by the NFL executives. You had a problem with my number 10. We're going to briefly touch on this for about 5 minutes and we're going to move on to the wide receivers. So I said Baker Mayfield belonged in the top 10. You did not think so.
Uh, you know, I know. I just don't know. I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like Baker Mayfield. I mean, it can go either way. I just feel that I don't know who else is deserving of that number 10 spot. I'm just kind of looking
It
at.
would be Jordan. It would be Jordan Love or C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, so I have like C.J. Stroud is in the top 10, but Jordan Love has got to be in that category. But I know he's had some turnover issues. But
Yeah.
are you saying that Baker Mayfield is better than Jordan Love?
Right now, yes.
Mm.
Right now, yes, Baker is better than Jordan Love. Jordan Love has gotten one playoff appearance. Baker Mayfield has taken a bad Cleveland Browns to the AFC Championship or AFC Divisional round, excuse me, against the Kansas City Chiefs. He probably should have won that game. That was during COVID year 2020. And then Baker has now taken the Bucks to two consecutive playoff series. And yeah, they've been bounced early, but if we're looking at Baker's stats over these last two seasons, it's been out of this world. And I know
Yeah,
you got a Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, K. Dotton. Like I know you have all these really good
yeah.
wide receivers and tight ends to throw to, but man, Baker, he's looked really good. And I as a Texas fan, I'm not supposed to like Baker, but he as well as he's playing, I got to give credit where credit's due. And Jordan Love, there's just been so many mistakes, so many bonehead mistakes. I've seen games where, for instance, if anybody, I'm sure everybody knows the video where against the Rams, like you either go down, you take the safety, or you make a play like Jordan Love, you just toss it up, and then it turns into a pick six.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can't
But
put him up there yet.
it's the upside though. It's the upside. Who has more upside right now? Is it Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love? I mean,
It
I
would be
would say
Jordan
Jordan.
Love.
Yeah, and so that's why he needs to be in the top 10.
No, no.
I mean, come on now. I mean, okay, so outside of okay, Jordan Love and Sam Darnold. I mean, I don't.
Jordan Love. Jordan Love.
Okay, so Jordan Love. Okay, Sam Darnold, Jordan Love. Okay, do you think Sam Darnold or Jordan Love should they be in that top 10 discussion though?
No. Sam Darnold. No, 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 no. Get Sam Darnold. I would put Geno Smith over Sam Darnold.
A lot of people are putting Geno Smith in that 10 spot, but I still don't think
I don't think he's good enough yet. I mean, I would even put Kyler ahead of both of them. Kyler Murray, he just hasn't had the team to surround him. Um,
that's the brother that like everybody's sleeping on. Like, he
yeah.
man, but I don't know. I think right now it has to be between Jordan Love and Baker. I'm just gonna say Jordan because of the upside.
Yeah.
The upside
That's fair. But I'm not looking future. I'm just looking at what they did last season. Last season, Baker was cooking, man. He was baking you some cookies, and apparently you didn't like him. I don't know what happened or what he did to you, but Baker Mayfield, man, he's been balling.
But what happened to those cookies after after those wide receivers went down? Those became burnt cookies, man. I mean, Baker became I don't know burner.
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah, but yeah, I do agree. Baker has been balling. He has been. But again, he's kind of like one of those guys. He's a gunslinger, and I always said this: Baker is he's the quarterback that you need, but not what you want. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You need him in the short term, but do you want him in the long term? And the
Yeah.
answer is no. I would like Jordan Love in the long term.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I would take Jordan Love over Baker if I'm building my roster right now, give me Jordan Love.
Mm.
But if I'm
Mm.
looking at what has happened, give me Baker.
Okay. Okay.
So the NFL executives also ranked the top 10 wide receivers, Jarvis.
Yes, yes.
And here's the rankings. I'm going to go 1 through 10. Number 1 is Jamar Chase. Number 2 is Justin Jefferson. Number 3, Tyreek Hill. 4, CeeDee Lamb. 5, A.J. Brown. 6, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 7, Malik Neighbors. 8, Nico Collins. 9, Mike Evans. And 10, Garrett Wilson. I have a couple problems with this list, and it blows my mind with this
Hmm.
list at some points. Now, number one is number one's undisputed. It's undebatable. Jamar Chase is by far the number one wide receiver in the NFL. Justin Jefferson is undebatable, the number two.
Those
Then
two,
it's
yeah,
debatable.
yeah. No, I agree with you. Number one is Jamar Chase. Number two is Justin Jefferson, hands down. I
Yep.
do like CeeDee Lamb. I do like CeeDee Lamb though. He's a baller, but those two receivers right there from LSU, those boys,
Yeah,
they uh, they deserve the accolades. They're amazing,
I
and
agree.
yeah. So, but outside of okay, CeeDee Lamb, yeah, I can see that. AJ Brown though,
I'm not sold on CD or Tyreek Hill being number three.
yeah,
Do I think they're dangerous? Yes.
yeah,
They are very dangerous. What Yeah, man. Okay, so
yeah.
give me give me CD Lamb at number three. I'm gonna put
Okay.
him at number three. Give me AJ Brown ahead of Tyreek Hill
Mm,
at number four.
okay.
Give me Tyreek at number five because I think Tyreek can be very easily guarded
Yeah.
as long as you play space on him. Number six is definitely Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
I think he could have a chance at getting higher, but number seven is where I'm really bothered by. Number seven does not make me happy at all. Malik Neighbors above Nico Collins. What are we watching? What
Yeah.
are we You're taking a guy that has 1 year, 1 year, and Malik Neighbors ahead of Nico.
No, you know what?
That blows my mind.
I agree with you with that. Nico should be, yeah, should be the not slot, and then it should be
Mike,
everybody, yeah,
Big Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. Yeah, people have just slept on this dude. Like,
I
why
can
do they
I
keep doing
just
that? Why do they
to
keep doing that?
you and to the viewers. Tell me, is there a better guy at 5 yards or closer who is guarding Mike Evans? There's not a single corner that can do it.
Nuh-uh. The dude just he does it consistently in and out
Yeah, yeah,
every season without
yeah,
fail.
yep.
But everybody's sleeping on this one guy though, and you know who I'm about to bring up, Puka Nacua.
Yeah, I
I mean, listen,
I want.
Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua.
Rams about to be dangerous, dude.
You know what? And I know Puka is young, but
Yeah,
dude can ball out.
yeah,
He can ball out. I mean,
yep,
and but then Malik Neighbors could be in that conversation. But
yeah.
the Giants are just
So yeah, I'm right there with you. So I'm dropping Malik Neighbors and Garrett Wilson out the top 10. I'm putting Terry McLaurin at number 9,
yeah.
and then Puka Nacua at 10,
Yep.
and then Malik Neighbors and Garrett Wilson following alongside with Brian Thomas Jr., Devontae Adams, and the rest of the guys. But Calvin Ridley's another guy, and now that he has a quarterback that could enter that top 15 range, that could start making noise towards the top 10 as well. I thought the rankings were like, hey, we're gonna put the obvious top five, and then it's just kind of, it is what it is. That's kind of how I thought about it.
You know what's wild though? I did an AI lookup and Brian Thomas Jr. is number 10.
Yeah, I mean, people have been flipping them around, but the ESPN NFL executives, they showed Garrett Wilson at number 10. I think a lot of people want Brian Thomas at number 10. I had him on fantasy last year. I watched him. Obviously, he plays my Titans. He's on the Jaguars. He's Trevor Lawrence's number one option. Brian Thomas, dude, is a beast, and he will crack the top 10 after this year.
Yeah, he is. He is really good.
Yeah,
So I can see why he's on people's top 10 lists. But if you're talking about, yeah, he's a young player. But you talk
yeah,
about somebody that's proven right now. You got to go with our list
yeah,
because yeah. But yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. is the future.
yeah. I completely agree. So, if you guys disagree with our list, put your list down in the chat. I would like to know what you have as your top 10 NFL wide receivers. Jarvis, there's been a couple other storylines that we got to talk about. We got to
Yep.
skip fantasy football, unfortunately, that segment because there's been other
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
news going on. We are going to have a fantasy football live special in 2 weeks. It'll be nothing but fantasy football. But
He's gonna be
right
so good.
now, there's drama happening in Dallas, and they're really about to drop the D and be called Alice. And there's also drama going on in DC with the Commanders. Terry McLaurin has obviously requested a trade that everybody has seen, and Micah Parsons is now proposing to be traded by the Dallas Cowboys. And Jerry Jones said that's not happening. That he does not lose sleep over it overnight with that request. And Scary Terry, I think nothing is coming out, and I think he's ready to get out of there unless he gets paid. Jarvis, what are your thoughts on these two big time players?
Oh man, what you don't want is a holdout by like Michael Parsons and stuff because the Cowboys are already you know their story, and to have somebody like hold out like a Michael Parsons, that'll
Yeah.
just be devastating to the whole team. So they might as well just accept the trade request and try to get something for him. I mean, like maybe some offensive tools or whatever. I mean, like I, but you lose a guy
If
like that, though. Mark Parsons is a beast, though. Like and you don't want to. What you don't want is him going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
They're the next best odds to get Micah Parsons is the Eagles, but we ain't gonna let that happen. But Miles, man, my thought of this man is
Good
Jerry
God.
Jones, man. Just give it up, dude. Give it up, man. You have all this money. You are a billionaire, Jerry Jones. Micah Parsons is your defense. He is your leader. He is your so called dog on defense in your team. He is your best player on your team. And you're going to make him wait like you did with CD Lamb and Dak Prescott. You just don't do that. You don't do that. You pay the man. And I don't blame Micah Parsons one bit for taking it to social media and everything he's done so far.
Yeah,
He's a top 3 pass rusher in the league. Pay the man.
yeah. I don't blame him. I mean, like you get paid, and you've been on a losing squad here. You're giving your all. So I'd be frustrated too. It's kind of like if you don't pay me, the Eagles will.
Yeah.
So you
And they
don't you
would.
don't want that. You don't
Howie
want that.
Roseman knows what he's doing.
But yes, he does. Yes, he does. Obviously, your
Man.
Titans know all too well.
Hey,
No, but
the other guy was Terry McLaurin,
yeah,
Jarvis,
that's what Trevor
and
has a problem too.
yeah, he wants to be paid as much as CD Lamb got paid, and I don't think he should get that if I'm being honest. But
Mhm.
um, 1-2 million less a year, I think he's worth it. Honestly, that is Jane Daniels' guy.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's worth it as well. But he said he wants out or something of Washington.
Yeah, he's officially requested a trade as of Friday because he's not getting paid.
What teams would look at him?
I mean, I guess obviously wide receiver needy teams. You could see someone like the Chiefs maybe giving a couple people up that are obviously have been in trouble or that could get in trouble, like Rushy Rice. Like, would you give him to the Commanders? But
Yeah,
then he would have to do his whole home probation situation there in DC and figure that part out. And then you
yeah.
obviously have teams, like Carolina with Bryce Young trying to get better. Would they go after him? Um,
Mm, mm.
eh, you know, would Minnesota try to link up Justin Jefferson and him? Yeah. Would the Raiders go after him because Raiders could use somebody other than Brock Bowers? So there's a couple teams that that I'm just throwing out there that could possibly look at Scary Terry, but I don't blame him. He deserves to get paid. He's Jaden Daniels' number one guy, and obviously Jaden wants him to get paid as well.
But you don't see him getting the type of money or deserving the type of money that CD Lamb got, right?
No, I just don't think the production's as high as CD Lamb. He's not used as much as CD Lamb.
Yeah, yeah,
But he's obviously he's a top. To me, I said he was number 10 on the wide receiver or number 9 on the top 10 wide receiver rankings.
yeah.
To me, he's that good. But obviously I put CD at number 3, so he doesn't deserve to get paid like that.
Hey, you got to put up the numbers, and
Yeah,
I love, yeah, I like him, but McLaurin is good, but yeah, you got to put up the numbers to be that like number one type guy that
yeah,
everybody wants to pay. So interesting stuff in the
it is.
NFL right now.
And there's
Yeah,
another topic in the NBA that just happened, Jarvis, because we got about 5 minutes before we hit our everybody's favorite segment of the JT podcast. The last topic I want to talk about is Luka Doncic. We're transitioning to the NBA. He just signed a 3-year extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. And obviously the Lakers made some moves throughout this offseason with DeAndre Ayton coming to the Lakers to help out with Luka. LeBron James is still a Laker, everybody. Don't worry. He's not requested a trade. He's not looking to get out either. So, Jarvis, just with this new Lakers kind of outlook and their new 3-year plan, what's your thoughts on this extension?
I think it's good. You need to lock down your future star. Like he's Luka Doncic, of course, he could learn from even LeBron. Even though LeBron James is getting close to retirement, he could
Yep.
still learn some things in LeBron James. LeBron James is a beast at taking care of his body, making sure that he's ready, and he could still be a mentor for Luka Doncic. So I think it's a
Yep.
great. But you already know what Luka can do. He can shoot. I mean, that's
Yeah.
one of the things that's really good about him. He just needs to work on his athleticism just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he could shoot. I like the Lakers and what they're doing. The only thing, and it's always been with the Lakers, is number one is that outside shooting. Can they get outside shooters to help out? And also, too, losing somebody like Anthony Davis in the middle, you got to try to find somebody to replace him. You got to, either you might have to get, you might have to get somebody, maybe a Greg Oden or something, and maybe sign him to a little. No, we're not gonna go back there, but just somebody like that's you need to get those rebounders and those defenders inside because
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but the outside shooting is what I'm looking at because you're going to be facing up against the OKC, of OKCs of the world, and those guys can shoot the basketball
They can.
out from the outside. And if you don't have the outside shooting, you're not going to catch it. You're not going to keep up. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. Obviously, Lakers still have a couple tradable pieces. You have Austin Reeves. Like, do you really want to keep him? Because now you have 3 ball handlers. I don't think you really need Austin Reeves anymore if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. You can get a big return for him. And then you obviously have someone like, do you really want Rui Hachimura? And the last guy I was thinking about was Dalton Connect. He's still a guy that could be a possible tradable piece.
yes.
If you're the Lakers, can you build a trade package? You obviously have Kaminga at the Warriors. He wants out.
Mm.
Can you maybe get a Kaminga who could really show you something? Um,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
War the
That's it.
Warriors obviously have people like Buddy Hield as well.
You need the outside shooting. I mean,
Yep.
that's what I would focus on right now. If I were the Lakers, just get as many outside shooters as possible. If you need to get Ray Allen out of retirement, do whatever you have to do. Reggie Miller, I don't know. I'm just giving them some. I'm just throwing some names out there. But they got to
Yeah.
find them. Like you said, Buddy Hield is good. You gotta find those guys that can hit that outside shot
Yeah.
because obviously Luca can't do it all.
No.
Luca and LeBron, they can't do it all.
No, and Luca's looking a heck of a lot better from what I've seen from his training camps and whatnot. He's looking a lot skinnier. He's looking like he's actually putting in the work, and maybe that's just the LeBron James effect and why he got that 3-year extension is because what he's been doing. So
Yeah,
I'll be curious to kind of see when NBA rolls around, what happens with the Los Angeles Lakers. But
that'd
I
be
think we all
awesome.
know. I
No, I
think we
said
all know
that.
what.
Yeah, I said
Huh?
that'll be awesome. We'll see how it goes.
But I think I hear him. I think everybody knows what the best time of the day is. It's because it gets that stinking garbage out the house, man.
I
I
don't know
need someone
about
to come
you.
pick it up.
I don't know about you, but I got some in the garbage can.
Oh yeah, man. I
And
just
the garbage
hey
man is coming tomorrow morning. I can't wait.
I can't wait to put that garbage can out because this segment gives the people what they want, man. It is garbage time. Jarvis, it's time to tell people or talk about what we did not talk about on today's podcast. Jarvis, is there anything that is bothering you that you just really want to talk about?
Oh man. You know what? Let's okay. Okay. We don't talk about baseball a lot, but I've got to just mention this. The Atlanta Braves are a mess right now. They are a mess right now. Their hitting is atrocious. They lost Ronald Acuna Jr. We're not quite sure what his injury looks like, but it's not looking good. Their hitting has just slowed down. This team is really struggling. Now they did win today, but they've been really, really
Yeah.
struggling. And now Austin Riley is experienced abdominal pain. So there is a lot. He was already on the IL earlier this year. So what a mess! What a mess for Atlanta right now. And I don't know if they can. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
personally think just by looking at the division, you're already with the Mets, who are looking really good, and the Philadelphia Phillies, who obviously with Bryce Harper,
Oh
you have him as a leader, and yeah, he's a fiery dude, but I don't think the Braves are going to bounce back from this. And
no,
with a lot, and you don't know what's happening with Acuna Jr., he's your leader.
yeah, he's your leader. You're absolutely right. And look at the national. They're like they're second to last place,
Yeah.
in that division.
Yep.
And there's not much time in the season left. There's like maybe a month left,
Yeah.
and so they're not going to even. This is going to be just a lost season, which is a total shame because you look out on this roster, and you're like, man, you know what? Atlanta looked really good coming into the season. But
Yeah.
now they're looking at maybe trying to possibly rebuild. They're thinking about maybe trading Marcel Ozuna to a team, try to get younger. Ozzy Albies, he slowed down. It's a mess. It's a
Yeah.
mess right now. But I had to mention that because I was like, man, Atlanta Braves, all that promise coming in, and they just did not deliver this year.
Yeah, it's their first year out of the last 3 years, I believe, that they did not deliver, and
Yeah,
maybe it's just one of them years. I'm sure Atlanta fans are hoping that. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, we're gonna see.
Whew.
I only had one topic that I really wanted to talk about, and that's these darn Madden ratings, man. God, Cam Ward's at 71 overall. What is this? So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The most disrespected number one overall pick is Cam Ward. He never got any national coverage on draft night. He gets
Yeah.
put at 71, not even top 10 in the Madden ratings. The dude is balling right now in training camp. The disrespect is real, and it had me fired up when I found out about that.
Bro, I know. Um, I think a lot of people are. There were some that were saying that he could quietly have a really good year. And
He's looking good.
yeah, so I'm excited for your Titans. They needed somebody under center, and let me tell you something. I think they got him. I think they got him.
Yeah.
Um, could he be? Could he be the next Steve McNair? The next Air McNair? We'll see. We'll see.
Hey man, you can never say never. But
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much on Cam Ward. I'm putting a 9-win season on him, but there's just I thought it was a bit disrespectful with the Madden rating. Like,
Yeah,
come on now,
you
guys.
know what? You notice I said Steve McNair. I didn't say Vince Young, but
Vince Young, hey, yeah, we don't. We
yeah,
need. You can. Hey, he can play like Vince Young in his first couple of years. Just don't quit.
He said, "Guys, I'm trying." You know. Oh
Man.
man. But man, it's yeah. So we're looking at college. I think the first college football game. Well, the Nebraska game is on the 27th of this month, right?
28th. The
Oh,
first one
28th.
is the weekend before, I believe, the 23rd. No, yeah, 23rd is the week 0 game in Ireland, I believe. So college
Yeah,
football's coming up,
it
and we
is.
are going to be talking all college football. So next, guys, we'll be back on. I will be with our other podcast member with Mario on Wednesday or Thursday live here. Keep looking out for shorts of the JT podcast here on YouTube. We're going to be putting out something every single day now, folks. It is time to grow the JT podcast. And once again, I just wanted to thank you and show love to everybody for subscribing and following, giving us a like. Please, if you have the chance, drop in the chat below your top 10 wide receivers and quarterbacks in the NFL, or even just top three. Whatever works for you and saves you time. The love and appreciate the love is there from us and from you if you show us that. So,
Thank
please
you.
go out.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Whew.
we appreciate it, man. This platform is where we want to be, and this is where we're going to be, and this is where we're going to stay, guys. So,
Yes, sir.
as always, if you want to go vote on our polls, go out to Facebook at JT Podcast. You'll find it. The logo is right behind me. This is exactly what you're going to be looking for. And if you want to go follow our TikTok page, JT.podcast, you're also going to be looking for this logo as well.
Yes, sir.
So, folks, that is it for the JT Podcast. As of tonight, we'll catch you on later this week. Remember to keep an eye out for our shorts. Jarvis, it's been real, man.
It's been real. Loving the platform, bro.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to be on next episode, folks. JT Podcast is out.